Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and this is a contest entry. It's a contest for Sam St. John and his channel, Americana Sam. Sam's been a good friend. I have actually seen him in person, and we Facebook message back and forth on different things. He kind of seems to know when all the sales are on for a lot of the different labels, and I thank him for that. But anyway, Sam, even though he's called Americana Sam, he loves a lot of different genres, classic rocks, other singer-songwriter, and Christmas music. If you want to know about Christmas music, check into Sam's channel. But anyway, he's been in the vinyl community 5 years, and he's celebrating with a contest. And I wanted to support him, and so it's all revolves around 5. And let's get to it. His first prompt is to show, and I'm not sure if these are in order, but anyway, I'm doing the best I can. But his first prompt is to show an album by an artist that is still active, but they haven't released an album of new material in 5 years. And the one I thought of first was this group called Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. They haven't released, this album was their last album of all new material, and it came out in 2006. They did an album kind of reimagining some of their classic tunes in 2013, but this is the last album of all new material. They're on Yep Rock Records, but I don't think many of their albums are on vinyl. I've seen these guys quite a few times, and they're best seen live. I know that they're active because they're currently touring. I don't know how much they toured since 2006. I haven't seen them lately, but I did see them back in the day a bunch of times. They kind of have their unique blend of Western swing, rockabilly, early rock, and Americana, led by this guy named Robert Williams, known as Big Sandy. He did one solo album, which I did get an autograph on there. But anyway, Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. Sam, I think you'd like this group. And that's my first prompt. Next prompt is to show the 5th album in an artist's discography. So I picked one of my favorites, and that's Warren Zevon. And Zevon's album, The Envoy from 1982. This might be his most rocking album, with rockers like the title track, The Overdraft, Ain't That Pretty at All, and Charlie's Medicine. The last couple of songs kind of deal with Zevon's trouble with drugs. And there's also the title track, a rocking song about a diplomat. And then The Overdraft was written by Warren Zevon and Thomas McGuane, the novelist. It also has some really good ballads, some fine Waddy Wachtel guitar work, and the Hula Hula Boys song. Just an underrated Zevon gem, The Envoy. The next prompt is to show the 5th album in your collection. So it depends on how you arrange your collection. I throw all the genres together and they're in alphabetical order. I arrange it by surname. And if the band is named after one of the people in the band, like the Steve Miller Band, it's going to be an M. If it's Jay Giles Band, it's going to be under G. And if the album is a number, if the group is named after a number, like the 1975, it's going to be under N. I spell it out. So that's just how I do it. So like I said, all the genres are together, but then I have at the end, I have a various artist collection, and then Christmas, and then soundtracks. So anyway, so the 5th album in my collection is actually this ABC album, Lexicon of Love. This is the epitome of the romantic synth pop movement, with the sophisticated singing and lyrics of Martin Fry, the production of Trevor Howard, and the lush orchestration by Ann Dudley. Everything worked, which helps make this like a pop masterpiece. ABC's The Lexicon of Love, the 5th album in my collection. The next prompt is I Can't Drive 55, to show an album that you would love to listen to tooling down the highway. Of course, it wouldn't be on vinyl, it'd be on CD if you still have a CD player in your car, which I do, or streamed, or whatever. But anyway, it's The one I picked is Golden Earrings Moontan album from 1973. I don't have the provocative cover. I have the US version. We're kind of prudes over here if you haven't found out that by now. But this has their big hit Radar Love, which there's no better song for going down the highway than that one, I don't think. But and it also has the great Candy's Going Bad, a really fine album. Got some boogie rock tunes. Yeah, this is a good one for going down the highway. And the last 5 prompt is to show an album that you've paid under $5 for, which would be hard for me to remember, but then this one actually shows it on here. I paid $4 for this. This is one I got in Buffalo. I can't remember if it's Revolver or Black Dots. I think it's Black Dots. I got a couple fine record stores up there in Buffalo. And this is actually the album Lifeboat from Sutherland Brothers and Quiver. The original album came out as just the Sutherland Brothers, but then the US version added the rock band Quiver. Now, Sutherland Brothers are a duo of Ian and Gavin Sutherland, and that's right, Gavin. And on the US version, they added 4 songs that they did with the rock band Quiver. Later on, they would do albums Sutherland Brothers and Quiver. But and this one also added the 2 singles, I Don't Want to Love You, But You Got Me Anyway, and the other single, Sailing, which Rod Stewart later covered. But it's an interesting group of musicians on here because they've got, of course, Gavin and Ian, but they got Tim Renwick, who kind of formed Quiver. It's got Bruce Thomas, who, of course, later played on bass, who later played with Elvis Costello and the Attractions. It has Pete Wood, who actually co-wrote the song The Year of the Cat with Al Stewart, and then Willie Wilson on drums, who also, I think, played with Gilmore, and also Sid Barrett. I think he played with him some too. But and Tim Renwick also played with Al Stewart. But then Steve Winwood also plays on here, and it's actually produced by Muff Winwood, Stevie Winwood's older brother. Anyway, this is a fine album, kind of pop rock, little jamming in there too, but just some great harmony vocals by the Sutherland Brothers. And that's my entry. Hope everyone's doing well. Everyone enter Sam's contest and wish him all the best. And thank you.